Hi everyone, Ron Crider reporting for duty today. It is March the 10th. It's Wednesday. It's my birthday and I'm 80 years old. How could that have happened? It just seems like yesterday I had a birthday and I was 60. And all of a sudden I blinked my eyes and now I'm 80. I never even thought I was going to be 80. Well, I am, and it's not a big deal. And by the way, this is not a Trump hat. See what it says up there? Making America Great since 1941. It's a Crider hat. It's my hat. It's not a Trump hat. The other day, I gave you a little bit of information about what happened in 1941. How about the life expectancy in 1941 was 64.9 years. Boy, I outlived that, didn't I? Number of babies born that year were like 2,700,000. The unemployment rate was 9.9%. It's not a whole lot different than it is right now. The minimum wage at that time was 30 cents. The Dow Jones average was 121. I think I told you the other day that a new car cost $850 and gasoline was 19 cents a gallon. Pretty interesting, right? Okay, so let me tell you what's going on. Just a quick little bit of information about the weather today and tonight. Sunshine today, clouds mixed, and that's just about over with. And then we can expect tonight partly cloudy skies, low of about 64 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be a high of about 76 degrees. So everything's going to be good. Weather's good. There's no rain in the forecast. So I'm going to move ahead here fairly quickly. The numbers are already in. Their numbers are looking a little bit better than they did yesterday. I'm not going to tell you what they are. It's a secret until I get to the numbers. And guess what? You're not going to believe what I'm going to give you now. I have a little news clip that I picked up. You're not going to believe it. Shepard Smith. I always thought Shep was a pretty good on-the-air guy. He always did really good actualities whenever we had big things going on. He did good stuff. And then all of a sudden he became exceptionally political. And guess where he's working? He's working over at CNBC. But anyway, I have a good clip here. And this is about a possible pill for COVID-19. I think you'll find that interesting. And then we're going to go over to ABC. ABC is going to tell us a little bit more about long haulers, as we refer to them, and the race to get everyone vaccinated. And it's interesting that they're reporting now that 24% of the American people now have been inoculated for COVID-19. So that's a really good thing. So we're going to jump right into the little short news clips. We'll be finished the news clips, then we'll jump in to do... oh, by the way, I want to thank all of the people, all you guys who sent me all these fabulous birthday wishes. The initial plan was, well, let me tell you what. The initial plan was I was going to say, all right, guys, I'm hanging it up. This is the last day I'm going to do this. I've been doing it now for about a year. I've done over 300 of these programs. Quite frankly, my numbers have been really bad. That means that I'm either really bad or you're getting sick and tired of watching these things and you're sick and tired of the way I'm doing them. I'm not really sure. But then all of a sudden today, the numbers went through the roof. Everything was really good. So I'm not hanging it up today. No, not yet. Not going to do that. That was plan number one. Oh, yeah, the other plan. The other plan was I was going to start thanking all of the people, all the really nice folks who sent me terrific birthday greetings on Facebook and all the different ways and emails and all that sort of thing. And that's really, really nice of you. I was going to kind of thank each. That's going to be really a long process because there were so many of you, and I do appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. I have all these new friends that I've never really met in my life, and you've been there for me. A lot of people that I keep forgetting you're still there, like the Kennedys, for heaven's sakes. They check in every once in a while. Of course, George Ed, he's always checking in, and Hallie Danshaw, those people are always there for me. But then there are other people, of course, we always have to have Heather. Heather's the best. She's always around. The Bicknells, there's just so many people that are always there and always chime in every once in a while. You don't have to send me an email every day. I understand that. Marie downstairs. Anyway, if I started the list would be so long it would take me forever to do it. So I'm not going to do that, but I do want to thank all of you very much for wishing me a happy birthday, such as it is. It is what it is. You can't change it, but I'm pretty happy that... Oh, I also wanted to say one other thing. This is going to sound interesting. It's a good day for me, too, because I've said this before, you might not have heard it before, but I was supposed to be aborted. Yep, my mom was 15. She was not married. Her father was a judge, and she was a big embarrassment to the community. And obviously she was not married, and so they encouraged her to get an abortion. They sent her off to a home for unwed mothers. She was there for a while. She got very ill, and then they said, this is a sign from God. You need to have an abortion, which she did not do. She was a good Catholic, and she said, it is not going to happen, and she had me, and then I was adopted to somebody else. And so It's a great day for me, and I'm a very, very, very much pro-life guy, because if I wouldn't be, I might not even be here today. And I certainly enjoy being here, and I've had a really great, blessed life from the day I was born. So again, that's what I thought I would share that with you, because you know everything else about me. I'm an open book. Anyway, all right, let's jump into these videos now, these little short news clips, and then I'll have the numbers for you. Thank you very much. Back in a flash.
COVID watch. Even with the vaccine, health experts warn the virus will be with us for years to come. And that's why Dr. Fauci says it's critical that scientists focus on developing treatments. A year into the pandemic, the FDA has approved but one antiviral drug for emergency use. That's remdesivir. And it's been authorized to treat only people with severe COVID cases. There is some encouraging news tonight, though. This week, the drug maker Merck reported promising results from a study that tested its experimental COVID pill. CNBC's Meg Terrell covers science and medicine for us. Meg, this could be a kind of Tamiflu for COVID, is that right?
Yeah, that's the hope, Shep. I mean, Merck's drug is among the most advanced of what could be a new group of treatments for COVID, oral antiviral drugs. And there were some early hints from a medical conference this weekend that medicine, called molnupiravir, as well as another from a company called Atia, may offer the possibility of a simple pill for the disease. Dr. Fauci telling us in an interview what drugs like this have been able to do for other viral diseases.
We need the same sort of thing that we have with HIV and that we have at hepatitis C. We need an oral drug that potently could suppress the virus. I believe strongly that we will get there. The question is how quickly we'll get there.
And it's taken longer to develop these medicines than it did for vaccines for COVID or the antibody drugs authorized for high-risk patients. Enrollment in trials has sometimes been slower than hoped, and experts note these drugs are complex. Some that are farthest along now were originally developed for SARS almost 2 decades ago, or for other viruses. NIH researcher Matthew Hall says that's why the work going on now could also benefit us down the line.
From a pandemic preparation point of view, we need to develop antivirals now so that when something else occurs, a different kind of virus that breaks out somewhere else in the world, or that, COVID-27 that we all sort of joking but not joking talk about, we're ready for it and that we've got options on the table to really quickly respond.
So Merck expects more data on how well its drug does in preventing hospitalizations as soon as this month. Shep?
Meg Terrell, thank you. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.
We're going to turn next to the coronavirus here in the U.S. There is news on several fronts tonight how one of the vaccines, the Pfizer vaccine, is doing against one of the worrisome variants, the Brazil variant. Also, with this new guidance on fully vaccinated Americans, grandparents, for one, can now visit family as long as no one is high risk. But tonight, authorities do want Americans to remain vigilant about these variants. New York now lowering eligibility for one to 60-year-olds this week. Florida announcing they will do the same. And here are the numbers tonight. More than 61,027,000 have received at least one dose. That's nearly 24% of adults in this country. In fact, our Eva Pilgrim tonight with access to a hospital with a full ICU. It's a bit of a reality check that this virus is still dangerous and spreading.
Tonight, a year into the pandemic, the fight against the virus still being waged at Hackensack University Medical Center in New Jersey.
So these two patients are really sick.
They've seen the most COVID cases in the state, no longer filling 3 units as it did in its peak, but still filling 1 and creating strains on its staff. The severity of COVID still persistent.
I do see out in the public that people are more lax and not seeing behind these 4 walls what's going on. I think they would think differently if they were able to see what we're going through back in the ICUs.
So you guys are still going through it?
Absolutely, every day. It's a challenge.
Across the river, New York, now the latest state to lower its vaccine eligibility age to 60 and above. With more Americans becoming eligible for the vaccine, public health officials stressing just how much is at stake.
How quickly we vaccinate versus whether we have another surge really relies on what happens in March and April.
The U.S. averaging more than 2 million shots a day. Roughly 10% of U.S. adults are fully vaccinated. And now preliminary data indicates the Pfizer vaccine is also likely effective against the worrisome Brazil strain, now present in at least 11 states. And in Houston, officials saying wastewater samples show the more contagious UK variant is rampant in the city. The variant now responsible for 1 death in Connecticut, cases of the strain nearly doubling there. This as the CDC issues new guidelines saying 2 weeks after their last dose, fully vaccinated grandparents can visit with and hug family members that aren't vaccinated, as long as they are not high risk for COVID.
So this is going to be exciting. After the first shot, the second shot, then after 2 weeks, we could see the grandchildren again.
Very hopeful for grandparents across this country. Let's get right back to Eva Pilgrim with us again tonight, this time from Hackensack, New Jersey. And Eva, those images from that ICU are really a stark reminder for us all. In the meantime, there's also news tonight, this new study on the so-called long haulers. We're going to stay on this. Those who are still battling the long-term effects of the virus.
That's right, David. This new study has not yet been peer-reviewed, but it found that nearly 32% of long haulers had no symptoms in the first 10 days after testing positive. That means they were asymptomatic in the beginning, but yet still are dealing with these long-term effects. The NIH has launched a major initiative to find treatments, but also to find a way to prevent this. David.
A lot more study on that to come. Eva Pilgrim. Eva, thank you.
Howdy, folks. Here we are in the numbers department today for March the 10th, my birthday day. Here we go, and it's a good day. We got a little bit of green on the screen here. We have 86 new deaths to report in the past 24 hours for the entire state of Florida. That's down by 76 from yesterday. That's why it's green on the screen. Yesterday, it was 162. Very upset about that. I was really unhappy that we had gotten out of the hundreds and jumped way up to 162. So I hope it stays down here and keeps on going down now. This is very, very good. It's not good that we have 86 deaths. It's good that we came down. I have to keep repeating myself about this because I will get called out on it. Chauncey Gardner will be after me again, say, hey, you talked about how great the deaths are. Ridiculous. Come on, don't do that to me. All right, and the positives. 4,853. Well, that's up by 427, so that's not a good thing. Number of vaccinations in the past 24 hours in the entire state of Florida, 128,975. Total number of vaccinations in the entire state of Florida, 5,791,074. That's a good number. That's a pretty good number, I think so. And then the positivity rate for the entire state of Florida is 5.21. It was 5.84 the other day, yesterday, and it's down to 5.21. Not a big change, but a little change, and any change going down is definitely a very good thing. Let's take a look at Miami-Dade now. Miami-Dade had 7 new deaths to report, 1,107 new positives, and 18,571 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. That's a lot of vaccinations for them down there. Broward County, 28 new deaths. Oh, there's a big number. 28 new deaths for Broward County in the past 24 hours, 573 new positives. And they vaccinated 12,025 people in Broward County. That's Fort Lauderdale, of course. And then in Palm Beach County, 5 new deaths to report, 452 new positives. They vaccinated 7,360 there. We'll go over to Orange County. Orange County vaccinated 2, and they had 257 new positives up there in Orlando and Mousetown, and they vaccinated 7,289. I have these numbers over here on the side that you can see. That's basically the percentage of adults that have been vaccinated in that particular county. In this particular case, in Orange County, it's 6.3%. That's not a very big number, but that's a percent of the adults, and so it's based on the population of 1,349,000, and then there's a complicated formula. I don't like to talk about it too much because I don't know how accurate that really is. Let's go to Brevard County. Brevard County is Melbourne on the Space Coast. 5 new deaths to report, 137 new positives, 2,723 new vaccinations up there in the past 24 hours. St. Lucie County is Fort Pierce. 1 new death to report, 50 new positives, 2,077 new vaccinations in Fort Pierce area in St. Lucie County. Then in March Martin County, that is Stewart. 1 new death to report, 18 new positives, and they vaccinated 636 new people there. And we'll go to Indian River County. And in Indian River County, 1 new death to report. Something very weird about the number over here. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Indian River County vaccinated 922 people, and tomorrow there will be 1 additional person vaccinated. That will be me, and I will be getting my final shot, my final Moderna shot, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm getting that at Publix tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock over at Publix. Alrighty, these are the positive numbers. These are very weird today. Again, positive numbers for Indian River County for zip code 329483, zip code 329584. Nothing in zip code 32960, Vero Beach proper, nothing there. Nothing in zip code 329620. Look at this, we had to give some back in zip code 32963. They had to take 5 away from what we did the other day. That went down. Zip code 32966, they went down. And zip code 32967 went down by 5. And then zip code 32968 was 2. So it was a kind of a net loss of 4, as it turns out somehow. I don't know. Those numbers don't really make a lot of sense to me. I'm wondering if any of them are right at all. I give them to you because that's what they give to me, but they look a little, use my word, wonky. All right, we'll go down here and take a look at the 7-day moving averages. Yesterday, the 7-day moving averages was 113.14. That's the number of people who passed away each day for the past 24 hours. Today, it's 106.71. That's a very, very good thing. Now, that number, we'd like to get that number out of the hundreds and let's get down into the double-digit numbers. That would be, and then I'd love to be in the single-digit numbers. And now we're going to take a look at these really horribly big numbers. These numbers are, we refer to them as the global view. Global view, 29,128,816. Those are the number of people who contracted COVID-19 since we started here in the United States. Now, as far as the United States deaths are concerned, 528,469. This is accurate to within 10 minutes ago. Right now, it is 3:49 when I'm speaking to you, telling you what these numbers are. So these are very, very accurate numbers. Global cases, this is the huge number. 117,837,555. Big, big, big number. And then the global deaths, this is unconscionable. 2,614,783 all over the world. We've had more deaths in the United States than we had in World War I, World War II, the Korean conflict, you name it, all those wars we've had more deaths as a result of COVID than that. 528,469 just in the United States. And then globally, of course, as I just said, 2,614,783. Alrighty, folks, thank you again. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Milestone day, 80 years old. I mean, give me a break. I just can't get it. I don't understand it. I don't feel like I'm 80 years old, but I'm definitely 80 years old. I have a birth certificate to prove it. Not sure I was born on March the 10th. It could be on March 11th, 12th, something like that. And another day, I'll tell you another story about what happened to me when I went into the Marine Corps and 3 people showed up and they were all me and they all had different names. But that's a story for another day. Thank you so much for watching. Have a really blessed Wednesday. And I'm going to have another blessed birthday for March the 10th. See you back here on Thursday. Ron Crider signing off.